Are you ready? Yeah? Cool. Okay, thanks to the Globs and Colonial Cafe, more bands coming on. My name's Danbert, Nobacon. I'm on tour. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. So here's the thing, we got a situation. When El Presidente starts to sing the praises of divine kings, son of a disciplinarian, white guy Aryan, authoritarian, fascism by any other name. Precipitously dangerous as the bumper sticker says. Elect a clown, expect a circus. Elect a clown, expect a circus. Of the laughing policeman, armed with all the wherewithal in all the world, and he's building a wall, building a wall, building a wall to keep history and against the notion of a nation built on immigration. Building a wall, building a wall, building a wall, building a wall to keep the future and using fear to shut out humanity by building a wall. So here's the thing, this is how it all begins. Inciting racial tension, immigrant detentions, mass deportations, kulaks in El Salvador. Disappearing due process, suspending habeas corpus. State-sponsored human trafficking. First they come for the migrants who are forced to flee. Next they come for the dispossessed and the climate refugees. Next up, troublemakers, agitants and miscreants. If you have a social conscience, then they come for you and me. Watch out for the tear gas, watch out for the rubber bullets, watch out for the cops whose orders are to shoot first. Building a wall, building a wall, building a wall because they think they can. They'll carry on as long as we let them build that wall. Building a wall, building a wall, cause billionaires are under siege. Down at the end of Wall Street, down at the end of Wall Street, down at the end of Wall Street, they're building a wall. Somewhere in East Africa, where we all come from, something that made us anatomically modern human, spreading far and wide and adapting, evolving different cultures and intercommingling. So is our human story endless economic growth? Is our human story this sect like a colonial shit show, or a planet in commons when no one is illegal? A planet in commons when no one is illegal? Cause we're immigrant freaks and punks, immigrant beautiful punks, immigrant romantic punks, immigrant artful punks, immigrant sexy punks, immigrant arrogant human comes a world where no one is illegal. A world where no one is illegal. And after all, we're all mostly immigrants here. Okay, thanks. I have hearing aids, so I just got to do a slight adjustment on them. We're pretty good, but just go a little bit more. Okay, so the story. Since I live in Washington State, I've lived there for 18 years. So I came in 2007, right before Obama got elected. And ever since, the Democrats have been playing this game where they just cave. And if you read any history books, authoritarianism, fascism is enabled by weak opposition. As we have seen this past week, there was 8 senators, the revolving, what do they call it? The revolving, assholes, yeah. Because, you know, the donor class, the millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire donor class can always buy a few Democrats to keep things as they are, so that there's never any change that actually helps ordinary people. Anyway, here we go. You had the House, you had the Senate, had the White House, you did nothing. Guess what? You too busy fundraising. You wonder why the folks you deserted ain't clapping and screaming. You the reason our basic rights now in a tailspin. You lost the House, you lost the Senate, lost the White House, still doing nothing. Guess what? You still too busy fundraising. You wonder why the folks you deserted ain't clapping and screaming. You the reason we now staring down the barrel of fascism. Don't take the man at his word when he looks you in the eye. Promises that his promises are shiny, cut and dry. This is not what he says, it's what he actually does. And it's written in the data of defunding us. So toss a coin, pray and hope for the best as we ponder the story arc of oligarchy. Heads they win, tails we always lose to the tune of an army of pipers made to approve this truth. Cause freedom's just another word held hostage in the service of regurgitated culture wars designed to keep us down, looking down at our bootstraps or over our shoulders as freedom gets waterboarded, muddying any chance of common ground. One side throws shit at the wall just to see what will stick. The other side holds its hands up and fundraises off of it. Two sides of the same coin, observing the corporations measured in rules made to be bent or forsaken. Freedom's just another word held hostage in the service of making bank. Like the failed out banks too big to fail, make bank, making the Overton window dance over to the right as this creeping fascism and its real life consequences comes into view. So the narrative goes that for 103 score years, this country and its people never been so divided. So how come in poll after poll most folks cross all the divides, just want to have their basic needs met and a bit on the side? We could resort to the guillotine. Who could really blame us? Or take up the razors of the scientific method to quantitatively measure all the promises made but never kept as a function of the millions raised by politicians paid to do just that, to reclaim freedom from being another word held hostage in the service of the oligarchs, the elites, and all of the above, to make a dissection at the intersection of power and wealth, to separate the corporation from the state, to sever the politician from the owner-donor, to have a chance in hell of having a planet we can all live and grow old on. Okay, thank you. So, did they, I am sure they did they have no kings in Sacramento? Yes, jolly good. I live in a small mountain town. There's a 60-mile valley, 3 towns, 6,000 people who live there. And there was 1,000 people on No Kings. I was in New York, I was on tour. But the interesting thing about No Kings, it wasn't just the coast, it was a lot of the little towns in the middle. And all over the place. And somebody compared, 7-8 million people, maybe the second biggest ever protest in US history, to the Tea Party movement, which was a few hundred people there, maybe a couple of thousand at its peak. But the difference being it was headline news on Fox News in particular, front page news in the New York Times, and that amplifier effect gave the Tea Party the momentum and the MAGA, and it still does. And meanwhile, No Kings is buried on page 7 of the New York Times. Well, I'm from England, and we have an actual king, and I do not recommend it. So this is an old Chumbawamba B-side, and I updated it because the royal family, they tend to run into a lot of problems. It just keeps happening. This is called Farewell to the Crown. Poacher come with his poacher's gun, out in the woods to shoot someone. My lord, your time has come, right between the eyes. Valley's master, not by chance, away with pomp and circumstance. Come join our merry dance to the rhythm of goodbye. Farewell the jewel crown, farewell the velvet gown. Watch it all come tumbling down. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the prince in the Epstein files, the divine right of denial, all those royal pedophiles. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the chump who would be king, his gold-plated everything, his apprentice fascist groom thing. Goodbye to the crown. Farewell the jewel crown, farewell the velvet gown. Watch it all come tumbling down. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the house of Hanover, Saxe-Coburg, Gotha. Goodbye to the house of Windsor. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the royal weed and all its famous pedigree. And let's put this dog to sleep. Goodbye to the crown. Farewell the jewel crown. Farewell the velvet gown. Watch it all come tumbling down. Goodbye to the crown. Farewell the jewel crown. Farewell the velvet gown. Watch it all come tumbling down. crown. Goodbye to the crown. Goodbye to the crown.
This is a new one. So the voice seems to have gone up in the monitors.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah. So this is a new one I wrote for this tour, and you sometimes get in, but some things just pop in your head anyway. It's getting worse. Buckle up. POTUS and his goons are running amok. It's getting worse. Make it stop. It's not funny anymore. It never was. It's getting worse. Mandate my ass. Do the math. It's a gerrymandered power graph. It's getting worse. Mass manufacturing emergency as a means of unleashing emergency power. Woke up this morning to find that me and my mates have been designated terrorists for having the nerve to sing and shout about it. The super capitalistic fascist politics. It's getting worse. The gloss has long since worn off. The American dream denied to most of us. It's getting worse. They pave paradise to build their market fundamentalist mega church. It's getting worse. Ram down our throats, long capital ovid choking us. It's getting worse in this dark money universe that makes collateral damage out of all of us. Woke up this morning to find that me and my pals have been designated terrorists for having the nerve to sing and shout about it. The super capitalistic fascist politics. Yeah, about that super capitalistic fascist politics, where the freedom to sell automatic weapons trumps the freedom not to be shot by them, where the freedom to dump forever chemicals trashes the freedom not to breathe them in, where the freedom to deny the greenhouse effect cancels 99% of climate science, where there's economic freedom. Uber Alice is that idiot plan to rule a burning planets. But a spring can only be coiled so tight. The pendulum can only swing so far to the right. It's getting worse before it gets better. Real life at the end of our tether. What the heck? All hands on deck. Come all ye of little faith. Come all ye radical left lunatics. We're all Antifa now. What the heck? All hands on deck. We We are Portland throbs. We are Palestine action. We're all Antifa now. We're all Antifa now. We're all Antifa now. And we'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing, we are Antifa now. We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing. We get knocked down, but we get up again. We're never gonna keep us down. We get knocked down, we get up again. You're never gonna keep us down. Thank you very much. Cheers. How are we doing? Okay, moving swiftly along. So, you know, all that said and discussed, it's a good job we have an anti-war president. And, yes, well, this is also an older song. You know, I have CDs out there and postcards. You can find it all on Bandcamp. But, you know, things keep changing so quickly. I tend to rewrite the verses to songs because it's more efficient, more, what's the word? Anyway, it works for me anyway. So, so this is an older song that's been updated. Holy moly, sweet rock and roll. Is that the devil's music I hear? Turn up the dial on the radio. I don't think so. The devil's sorry, skinny ass on the run. Did you hear the one about Jeffrey Epstein and his map of Greater Israel? Bought and paid for on the US dime. The devil's sorry, skinny ass on the run. 2,000 years of a shifting sand raise a hell of a hole in the Holy Land. Holy moly, holy rock and roll war. Even Jesus don't know who he is anymore. Droning on in Venezuela. Next stop, Iran again. Get your inside ticket for Armageddon. Selling fast, devil's ass on the run. The revolving door of perpetual war, providing hand-me-downs to the cops. Homecoming for forever wars. The devil's sorry, skinny ass on the hop. Why worry your head about a stormy weather if it's all part of God's plan? Fill up the Hamas on the accelerator. Here we come, kingdom come. Rapture, oh rapture, oh rapture. Holy moly, sweet rock and roll. Is that the devil's music I hear? Turn up the dial on the radio. I don't think so. The devil's sorry, skinny ass on the run. Turn up the dial on the radio. I don't think so. The devil's phony ass on the run. Unless, of course, there ain't no devil. and there's only God when he's drunk. Thank you. Citation to Tom Waits for the last line there. Okay, so we just have a few more little bits. So this is an old Chumbawamba song, and I was discussing it with somebody earlier. You know, we had like, I was in the band for 22 years actively. We're still an entity that kind of operates in various ways. We're trying to do a book, a graphic book of the history. But, you know, we had 11 studio albums, and then the folk wing of the band went on and made another 5 albums, and so, I don't know, 200 or 300 songs at least. And if there was one song I didn't wish that we would still have to sing today, it would be this one, and it's called The Day the Nazi Died. And it was written in 1987 when Rudolf Hess, the last of the Nazi hierarchy, committed suicide in Spandau prison at the age of 93. And growing up in England, you know, the BBC, who's heard of Doctor Who? Yeah, Doctor Who. Well, Doctor Who's nemesis were the Daleks. And I didn't realise this at the time as a kid, but the Daleks were based on the Nazis. And same with the author who shall not be named, Voldemort and his cronies, based on the Nazis. And we grew up with the idea that our uncles and grandparents who fought in World War II, you know, defeated the Nazis for good. But when Rudolf Hess died, all these people came out in celebration of his life in Eastern Germany, skinheads and old granddad Nazis. And anyway, so I wrote this song. It goes like this. I didn't sing on it, and it's meant for more than one voice, so... We're taught that after the war the Nazis vanished without a trace, but battalions of fascists still dream of a master race. The history books, they tell of their defeat in 45. So why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? They say the prisoner of Spandau was a symbol of defeat. While Hess remained in prison, then the fascists they were beat. So the promise of an Aryan world would never materialize. So why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? The world is riddled with maggots. The maggots are getting fat. They're making a tasty meal of all the bosses and bureaucrats. They're taking over the boardrooms and they're fat and full of pride. And they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. So if you meet with these historians, I'll tell you what to say. Tell them that the Nazis never really went away. They're out there burning houses down and taking over the US government and being enabled by the Supreme Court. But we'll never rest again until every Nazi dies. Okay, I just have a short song and then a longer song. And then it's going to be, I believe, Primitive Heads next. And then the Four Eyes. It's like 4 cyclopses. They've each got one eye. I don't know. I have never seen them, so we shall find out. But these next 2 songs were inspired by those kids who, not least, other things as well, but those kids who go to college and come out with tens of thousands of pounds of college debt and end up working in Starbucks. But who have read some history books and they're like, well, why don't we form a trade union? So they did in Buffalo, New York, and then there's now over 600 unionized Starbucks outfits. And they're going on strike as of today, so do not go into a Starbucks because you're crossing a picket line. Anyway. Thank the unions, thank the unions for the 8-hour working day. Thank the unions for weekends and holidays. Thank the unions, thank the unions for breaks and the minimum wage. Thank the unions, thank the unions for every protection in the workplace. Thank the unions, thank the unions for defending our right to have a say. Thank the unions for the 8-hour working day. Thank the unions for weekends and holidays. Thank the unions for breaks and the minimum wage. Thank the unions for every protection in the workplace. Thank the unions for giving workers muscle today. And we will need some of that muscle in the months and years maybe ahead. So this last song is called When Push Comes to Shove. And when Chumbawamba were like this fledgling little band in the early 1980s, when we thought Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher were as bad as it could get, they made a mission of attacking trade unions. And we were talking about coal and how dirty coal is, but there was a huge coal miners' strike, and it was just one of those times when it was just you just had to choose which side you were on. And Margaret Thatcher, aided by Rupert Murdoch and his beta testing, his Fox News kind of model, basically in his newspapers called the coal miners terrorists, which is what the current government is doing to anybody who dissents, pretty much. And anyway, we became part of a sport group, played benefit shows, collected money in the street, and it really polarised the country. But we got invited to a picket line at a coal mine. It was January 1985, and there were like thousands of people supporting the miners here, and probably where the sign desk is, thousands of riot police. And in between us, the road to the coal mine, and a bit before cell phones, so they had runners coming down the road to tell us when the buses were coming with the non-unionised labour. And the shout goes up, push, shove, and suddenly we're this close to the riot police, but we blocked the road and stopped the buses getting in. A very powerful metaphor. And so it inspires this song. It's an emergency for our shambling democracy that never quite was, but still could be. Now that push has come to shove, it's up to us. As Albert Einstein said, we can't solve our problems with the same that we used to create them. Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. Never did, never did. Jesus, I don't know what time. I played this song many, many times. As Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. Never did, never will, so here are our demands. It's not rocket science, it's really quite simple to love who we want, to have some room to breathe. Some democracy in the workplace, some democracy in our paychecks, some health and well-being for the planet and for all. So this is a love song from the bottom up. We're done being pushed, enough is enough, and there are more than enough of us for this push and shove with love. Push, shove from the working class with love. Push, shove. as Percy B. Shelley said, rise like lions, shake your chains, ye of many day of you. As Harriet Tubman said, don't ever stop, keep on going. If you want to taste freedom, keep on going. It's not rocket science, it's really quite simple to love who we want, to have some room to breathe, some democracy in the workplace, some democracy in our paychecks, some health and well-being for the planet and for all. So this is a love song from the bottom up. We're done being pushed, enough is enough, and there are more than enough of us for this push and shove with love. Push, shove from the working class with love. Push, shove. Which side are you on? 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 A little bit of movements, make some wiggle room, some movements, eke out the leg room, some movements, make that elbow room, some movements, flex our collective muscle. Here we go, 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 here we go. 'Cause this is a love song from the bottom up. We're done being pushed, enough is enough, and there are more than enough of us for this push and shove with love. Push, shove from the working class with love. Push, shove the precariat with love. Push, shove the underdog with love. Push, shove all of the entrapped. Little bit of movement, make that wiggle room, make way. Humanity coming through for the many, not the few. That would be me and you. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out. Cheers. And up next, Primitive Heads.